friends, we are on chapter number 6 of account part 2, that is cash flow statement, and in that we have already finished with the classification of cash flow activities, that is operating activity, investing activity and financing activity. Also we have finished the some special activity where we have seen there may be two activities from one transaction, or can be a activity where there is no inflow or outflow of, and what else, that non-cash transactions and provisions. Okay, now today we in this lecture we will take some items or some transactions, and we will classify them in operating, investing and classify and financing activity. So classification into operating, investing and financing activities. Let us take this. Suppose issue of equity shares. So friends, we have seen that issue of equity shares, and that is what capital and liability, they are financing activity. So it is a financing activity, and because of issue of shares there will be inflow of cash, so cash inflow. What else? Second, debenture redemption of preference shares, not debenture, redemption of preference shares. So friends, preference shares also it is a liability, means it is a capital, and redemption of that, it is a financing activity. So again it is a financing activity of cash outflow. Now long term loan borrowed from bank. So long term loan from bank borrowed, that is what it is, again it is a liability. So liability increases, so it is a financing activity of cash inflow. Now talk about cash balance. So cash balance, it is a cash and equivalent, so it is not a financing activity. Bank balance is also not a financing activity. Quickly sellable short term security, again they are non financing activity. Short term bank deposits are also not a financing activity, because these all four are the cash and equivalent. Let us talk about the next, commission received. Friends, commission received, it is a routine income, so it is considered as operating activity. It is because of operations of business, so it is a operating activity of cash inflow. Next, amount received from debtors. From friends, amount received from debtors are because of sale, and sale is a operating activity, so it is a operating activity of cash inflow. Payment to creditors. Friends, creditors are because of purchase, and purchase is a operating activity, so payment to creditor is also a operating activity of cash outflow. Sale of machine. Friends, sale of machine, it is an investing activity, and it is an investing activity of cash inflow. Purchase of furniture, as sale of machine is asset, purchase of furniture is also asset, so it is an investing activity and investing activity of cash outflow. Manufacturing expenses. Friends, manufacturing expenses, it's a routine operating expenses, so it is an operating activity of cash outflow. Same with commission paid. Commission is also an operating activity, and it is an operating activity of cash outflow. Income tax paid, we have seen that income tax paid, if it is not of financing and investing activity, then it will be considered as operating activity. In absence of any information, income tax paid is considered as operating activity of cash outflow. What else? Purchase of investment, which are non-current. So non-current investment are investing activity of cash outflow if they are purchased. Okay, let us take few more. Sales distribution expense. Friends, sales distribution expense, routine operations expense, so it is an operating activity of cash outflow. Factory expense, again the same, they are routine expense, so it is an operating activity of cash outflow. Paid for trademark. Friends, when we pay for trademark, it is one kind of increase in asset, so it is called investing activity of cash outflow. The same thing is with paid for goodwill. It is also a creation of asset is there, so investing activity of cash outflow. Dividend payment. Friend, dividend is paid on shares, and shares are because of financing activity. Shares are financing activity, so dividend payment is also a financing activity, and that is of outflow. Interest received. Friend, interests are received on normally on investment, and investment is an investing activity, so it is an investing activity of cash inflow. Income tax refund. Friends, income tax refund, if when taxes are paid more than the actual, so when tax is paid is a operating activity, so refund of tax is also a operating activity. Purchase of raw material. Friends, purchase of raw material is for routine process, routine work, for routine operations of business, so it is a operating activity of cash outflow. Rent received. Friend, rent we receive on any asset which we generate from investing activity, so rent received on such asset will also be considered as investing activity, and that will be investing activity of cash inflow. Rent paid. Friends, rent paid is done because we need that premises to carry on our routine process, routine business, routine operations, so it is considered as operating activity of cash outflow. So friend, this was about few transactions which we classified in operating, investing, or financing activity. Okay, in next lecture we will see the specimen of cash flow statement by indirect method. Thank you.